painful periods, crushing fatigue, bloating that comes out of nowhere. For 1 in 10 women, these aren't just bad period days, they are monthly reality. And more often than not, the condition behind it goes undiagnosed for years. It's called endometriosis, and today we are breaking it all down in plain, simple terms. So what is endometriosis? Every month, the lining of your uterus thickens, breaks and leaves the body as a period. Simple enough, right? With endometriosis, tissue is very similar to the lining starts growing outside the uterus, on the ovaries, on the fallopian tubes, the bladder, sometimes even the bowel. And it behaves exactly the same way, thickening, breaking down, bleeding every month. Except the blood has nowhere to go, so it gets trapped. And over time, that leads to inflammation, cysts, and scar tissues. In some cases, organs can actually begin sticking to each other. This is why endometriosis is not just bad period pain. It's a chronic inflammatory condition that affects the whole body. There are different types of endometriosis which differ based on where the tissue grows. The most common is superficial peritoneal endometriosis, which is shallow lesions on the lining of the pelvic cavity. Then there are ovarian endometriomas, also called the chocolate cyst, where tissues grow on the ovaries and fills with old blood over time. And the most severe is deep infiltrating endometriosis, where lesions grow deep into organs like the bowel or bladder, causing intense, persistent pain. Some women also develop adhesions, which are bands of scar tissues that causes pelvic organs to stick together, adding stiffness and deep discomfort to the mix. But the tricky part is early signs are easy to write off as just a rough period. Here's what you need to pay attention to. Period pain that starts day before bleeding, pain during bowel movement or urination around your cycle, unexplained bloating, fatigue that feels way out of proportion, and spotting between periods. Individually, these might seem minor, but if they show up consistently month after month, that pattern is worth taking seriously. Now, let's understand what causes it. There is no single cause, but a few key factors contributing to this. Menstrual blood sometimes flow backward into the pelvis instead of out of the body, allowing cells to settle where they shouldn't. A weakened immune response means that body doesn't clear these cells effectively. Genetics, hormonal imbalance, and chronic inflammation all play a role too. Now let's understand how it affects the body beyond the reproductive system. Endometriosis affects a lot more than the most people expect it to. The inflammation affects digestion, energy, and immunity also. Hormonal imbalance worsens mood swings. Chronic pain over time sensitizes the nervous system, making the body more reactive to pain signals. Fertility also gets impacted in some of the cases, as it interferes with ovulation, egg quality, or tube function. And then there's this everyday impact. Planning life around flare-ups, pushing through fatigue, feeling invisible in your own experience because the condition leaves no outward signs. Managing it naturally is possible. While there's no permanent cure, symptoms can be meaningfully managed. Gentle movement like walking, stretching, and yoga keeps the pelvic area relaxed and improves circulation. Heat therapy like warm compresses or hot baths soothes cramps during flare-ups. And avoiding long periods of sitting reduces pelvic stiffness. Diet matters a lot too. Anti-inflammatory food like leafy greens, berries, turmeric, ginger, and flax seeds help calm flare-ups. Cutting back on processed sugar, refined flour, and excess dairy can reduce bloating and inflammation noticeably. Sleep, stress management, and practice like meditation or breath work aren't extras, they are directly regulating the nervous system and how you feel the pain. Acupuncture is also worth exploring, with growing evidence supporting its role in reducing pelvic pain. Endometriosis affects 1 in 10 women of reproductive age. That's not a small number. And yet it takes an average of several years to get a diagnosis. If anything we covered today sounds familiar, don't sit on it. Speak to a doctor early. It genuinely makes a difference. If this video helped, share it with someone who needs it and drop your questions in the comments below. See you in the next one.